Look, I ain't got no
Hey,
notes.
we're live. Sorry.
And we are live and we're back to school, back
Oh,
to being awesome, back at
mm-hmm.
it, back at looking at that ugly backdrop that Cheryl has, but we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Oh gosh.
For those of you who've forgotten, we are Another Sports View, brought to
Yep.
you by Women Love Sports Too. And I've got some lovely co-hosts here. We've had a nice summer break. We got our tans. Everybody's, back in the getting caught behind school buses and whatnot. And I'm Kanisha, Steelers fan, happy Steelers fan, barely. Introduce yourself, ladies.
I am Hatch. I am a recovering Washington football fan.
Okay, I thought that was Mandaris. As you all know, it is your girl Cheryl Green with the Big E raining in all the way from Los Angeles. But however, I am from Cleveland, Ohio, and we got something to talk about today.
We have a lot to talk about. But before we get into what we're so excited about, it is football season. You can smell it in the air. And as a football mom, you can also smell it in my car and in the laundry hamper. And anyway, though, I want to talk about lovely things, good things. I want to talk about GOAT things. And when I say GOAT, I mean Serena Williams. And, we share the last name. So, that legacy is inevitable. But when we talk about what we missed or what we did last summer, one thing that we did do was watch the end of an era almost with the greatness of Serena Williams retiring, and I just wanted to talk about with her retirement. Fact time. The U.S. Open, like her impact, longstanding impact. The U.S. Open set a new attendance record, and her final campaign played a major part in that. Over 776,000 people attended the U.S. Open,
Wow.
and that previous record was like 737,000. And then when we talk about the different numbers for Serena Williams, and we talk about her impact and what she meant to us, from the cat suit to the, black slinky outfit on the court, all the different ways that she was truly a game changer. She was the oldest women's slam champion at 35 years and 4 months. She was had 4 Olympic gold medals, shared those with her sister. She shares that accolade, but 4 gold medals. 20-year time span between her first and last slam final appearances. 20 years. That's 2 whole decades. And then she most consecutive time spent at world number one, 186 weeks. That's not the most weeks ever, but she does share the record for the longest streak in that position, coming in at third. And then 23 slam titles. That's quite something to live up to.
Exactly.
You know, we'll be looking for future players and how they changed the game. Coco Gauff and her period, she had to explain. But,
Of course.
I mean, it'll be different not seeing tennis without Serena, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
just loved when she said that there wouldn't be a Serena without Venus. That was nice. That was nice. Gave a big sis a shout out.
Yeah, I was about to sing, there's no me without you, but I'll spare you
We're a little
today.
short on time. A little short on time for the impromptu solos.
Next time. I
There we
got you
go.
next time. I
There we
got you
go.
next time. Cheryl, you want to add anything to it, or should we cruise on to the next topic?
Well, I just had one thing. Do you think that the fan turnout would be as great now that Serena is not playing?
That's a good question. The open. I mean, the open is a big draw. It is. It's it's home turf, so to speak. So you get everyone's chanting for the USA players. I think it'll depend on who shows up, who's advancing. Although of course we want to root for all of our countrymen and women, you do know that certain players are the bigger draws. So we'll see. I doubt that the Open won't lose its open air, open flair, I should say. But it'll definitely look different without her.
I think we're looking for the next trendsetter, the next, controversial player. She still has a legacy, so we will see
Yes.
what happens there. And when we talk about what we will see, in other trailblazers, you've got Fisk University Gymnastics, and their first gymnastics practice has already garnered over 700,000 TikTok views.
Wow.
Which is, much better than people putting Kool-Aid packs and Simply Lemonade. Like, how many times do we need to see that? But, what's exciting is that Fisk University will become the first HBCU school to launch and host an intercollegiate women's gymnastics program. I didn't realize that HBCUs didn't have competitive gymnastics teams. But I think sometimes that's also tied to the money that's brought in by those money-making teams. And so there's been an upsurge in the athletics program overall at Fisk, which means that they can fund and support dynamic women's gymnastics at a highly competitive level. And that's exciting when you think about little brown girls thinking about what is possible for them. So their first practice video was dope. And congratulations to Fisk University on that.
Yeah.
Shout out. You going out there do some backflips, Cheryl? What's your
what's my MO? I think I'm gonna do a handstand, but I'm gonna stand on one hand like this. I think I could do that. Yeah, that's hard. Just instead of doing a handstand with two hands, I'm gonna do it with one hand with one finger. And my legs can be straight up like that. Yeah. I mean like this.
That's what you get for asking, Kanisha. Sounds like
I know. I was like, I think she's gonna need a spotter.
I'm like that's what you get for asking.
No net.
Right.
We were on break. I forgot. I apologize. ASV fans.
Right.
But the other side of it is I truly believe that if that's what Cheryl wants to do, Cheryl will get it done.
Okay.
Speaking of getting it done, in the WNBA, it is championship time.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is all new. What we've got here is the Las Vegas Aces, and their high-powered offense scored a season low 67 points, but it was enough to beat out and outlast the Connecticut Sun. And what's interesting is these are two new franchises in it to win it, two new coaches in it to win it, looking for their first title, and situations where I lose my earring, and also a high-powered offense is, really trying to work with some very stingy defense. Like, neither team is really giving up points, and that is pretty interesting. But, the star of the show was Asia Wilson, because she led the Las Vegas Aces to that victory, and she's been an MVP in the past. So the coaches are new. These teams are new. She's not new. And so the next game's going on in 10 minutes.
So is that the same Aja Wilson that played under Don Staley?
I believe she did switch teams. Or yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she she turned something around when she blocked a shot, and then that gave them the victory they needed.
So she blocked that shot like LeBron James did?
When exactly are you talking about? Because he wasn't in the championship.
He's probably talking about in Space Jam, the movie. He's bring it back to just current. We're just in week one. Like, just bring it back. Just stay here. Just stay here with us. We don't even have that much longer.
It was
Just
a
stay here.
flashback from 2016 when LeBron blocked the shot when Kanisha said block shot. It was just a flashback.
Yeah,
My
that's what,
apologies.
that's what we thought.
I I can't speak to that, but what I can speak to is in about 9 minutes.
Uh-huh.
We'll see if the Aces go ahead and keep that lead, or if the sun will rise again. You like that pun? If the
That was
sun will
good. That
rise
was good.
again, and if they will tie and make this a truly competitive um, game to watch. So one to watch. And admittedly, I haven't been following a whole bunch, but I do like to watch when it gets to championship time. So it's time. Tune in.
Yes.
Tune in.
We'll be there.
Exciting stuff. And as we talk about the WNBA and we talk about the support of the WNBA, we can't forget also talking about Brittany Griner and seeing how things evolved. While we were gone, she was sentenced. She's hanging in there. We're hoping that diplomatic efforts will bring her home. But it's a very interesting situation in Russia with Brittany Griner, and we are sending her all our positive vibes and prayers that she will actually be able to come home soon. And on that note, Cheryl, I know that we were, as we get into championship, you found some interesting information about off season and some basketball players.
Oh yeah. Well, I got recruited to come and coach for a team. I think that team name was
Is it a
Chicago.
fantasy?
No, the Chicago Bulls, but I turned it down. I didn't want to do that. But in other news, Thatch, why are you looking like that? Oh, I
I
read
was just
it.
excited. I just couldn't wait till you got to the point. That's all. I figured the other news you were going to share was real news. So go ahead. What did you have? Is it about the Suns? Is it about the Suns?
Oh wait, see the sun. What you said, Kanisha, about the sun gonna rise again?
I did say the Suns will rise again, but they might have to pay for it.
Yeah, they did. The owner he rose on the third day. So the coach, Robert Shark, he's the owner of the Phoenix Suns and Mercury, he was fined $10 million and suspended for a year for fostering a hostile work environment. So when I read that, I was like, $10 million. That's probably like what, $100 or $10,000 to him. It doesn't mean a hill of beans because he's an owner. How much money does he make in a year?
And what exactly is a hostile work environment? Is that the new way of saying somebody slinging around the N word? I'm just asking. I just was wondering.
No, they just come to work and they can't, be on the internet, can't put pictures up, they can't talk until they go on their 15-minute break in the morning. Then when they go to lunch, that's the only time they can talk. And then 15 minutes, in the afternoon. And
Is
then
this
when they get
is
off,
this the corporate? Is this the corporate environment?
well, I got that information from Kanisha. So
You
she got
most certainly did not get that information.
At all? At all?
Which Kanisha? Because
We send you to the West Coast, and this is what you bring back.
I'm sorry, say again.
We send you to the West Coast, and this is what you bring back. We're gonna need you to check your sources. Check your sources.
I mean, I might have to check and see. Like, am I sending texts? Well, I'm not on Ambien, so I don't know when I would, unknowingly send some incorrect.
Oh yeah, no, that was like a couple of 3 hours ago when you told me don't forget to mention that. And I was like, okay, well, who is the sources? And you said, don't worry about that because I'm the queen of fact checking. I already done fact checked it. And I was like, okay, let's run with it.
You got the run with it part right. So that part, that part.
Something's running.
I'm up. Reel it in, Khadijah, reel it in.
So in other news,
In other news, so another interesting twist as we get into talking about the NFL. 2022, This season will set a precedent never before achieved in terms of women's inclusion in coaching positions. Right now, there are 15 coaches, an increase of 25% compared to the previous campaign. You've got Tampa Bay Buccaneers with the team with the most coaches, including Lori Locust and Morale Java Defar. They're part of the organization as an assistant defensive lineman coach and a strength and conditioning coach
Okay.
in Tampa Bay. And then you'll be glad. I know you're waiting patiently for me to hear this. Cheryl's looking like, when you introduce the guest preacher at church and they're looking, oh.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I will mention the Cleveland Browns and Callie Brownson, who has been a part of the Browns since 2020.
Yes.
She joined.
Yes, she was. That's facts. Yes.
Okay, trivia. What did she join as, Cheryl?
Well, I was just agreeing. I was agreeing with you.
Don't interrupt me again. But, so she joined the Browns as chief of staff and will now take on responsibility as assistant wide receivers coach.
Oh.
Yeah, and I will say that, often my kids like to make me play DB, and I always fall for the head fake. So, that's a hard position to play.
It is.
Okay, and then we'll cruise on over to the Commanders because the NFC East has 3 women coaches, starting with Jennifer King. She's the assistant running backs coach.
Yes.
We'll see how long that, if that changes anything. But New York Giants have Angela Baker as offensive quality and control coach, and the Eagles have Autumn Lockwood as an associate fitness coach. So that's pretty cool. And then the Titans also have coaches, and the Falcons. And then Lisa Horton is also with the Browns. When you're talking about folks in the front office or in coaching positions, we're seeing quite a bit. There's going to be 3 female officers: Sarah Thomas, Maria Chaka, and Robin De Lorenzo. So it's cool to be shouting out all these women's names who are going to be influential forces in the NFL. One take that has been interesting, though, is that, will we ever see a woman head coach in the NFL? And I guess that's a question. But at the same time, one of the questions is, do men care? We know women care. When you've gotten over 80-something thousand women, no, more than 8,000. I think it was like 800,000 women that actually watched the Super Bowl. I was looking at a statistic on that. So the audience is there. So if we think we'll ever see someone actually being the head coach, doing the play calling, being an offensive coordinator, taking that pathway that we talked about previously when we talk about, that ceiling that has been for African-American men to even, get to that level. That's just something to watch and see. They implemented a Rooney Rule, and that Rooney Rule that was implemented was really around making sure women were considered for positions, on the coaching staff and in the offices for NFL teams too. But we know how far that has gone with really elevating head coaches, although we've seen some progression there too. I don't know. What do you think? Do you care?
I do care in the facet that there will be a woman head coach coming soon to the Washington Commanders later, probably in about 10 years or so. I think the Miami Dolphins just picked up one. They just picked up a head coach. So it may be the Chicago Bears. They may be the first team to get a female coach. I think it's coming.
Or maybe you think it's the bad news bears, Cheryl. I don't know where you even are getting this information, but it's week 1. We're just going to take what we know and just kind of go with that. How about that?
I guess I like that answer. So then let's get into it. As you alluded, it's week one. We got a long way to go. Um, and there were some nail biters over this past week one. As a Steelers fan, I was definitely as nervous as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. Um,
As you should.
I really should have been. A lot of it came down to 1 point, 1 point
Yeah.
in a lot of these games. There were some surprises too. You think about that, the Broncos last night. That was not what we expected.
Well, well,
Was it?
we're gonna. Are we gonna go with? Are we? How are you? What's the list? Don't forget this for Thursday. Don't forget Thursday. We're gonna start there and then work our way around.
Sure. Let's. I mean, hey, you want to talk about it? Lead off. Go ahead.
Well, the Rams
Well,
don't want to talk about it. Okay. I
no,
mean,
they don't.
yeah. I mean, 31-10, and at home. The Bills are one to watch. And I'd heard that, but goodness, they were like, "We're going to show you better than we can tell you." They put on a show
They
for
didn't look like the Rams.
opening night, man.
Maybe they were saving everyone for game two.
Oh, you mean the Rams?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go with that.
Well, the Rams, they were at Disneyland a couple of weeks ago, so they could have been just a little bit tired, coming out to play the game. We saw them down there, so that's probably why they didn't do so well.
They were
Man,
dizzy from the
they should knock that trip out back in February, but we
they were
see.
dizzy from the teacups. So,
Exactly. Exactly. Speaking of one pointers, New Orleans over the Falcons in Atlanta.
that
Ouch.
was crazy.
Ouch. And to boot, the Saints fan were
No pun intended.
huh?
Louisiana shaped like a boot. You
Yeah.
said to that.
Yes, but they were actually doing their second line in the Walmart in Atlanta. So we came to town, we beat your team, and we did our second line in your Walmart. So
Why were they in the Walmart though?
they weren't shopping for Saints paraphernalia. I know that. That's where they were celebrating. I don't know, but that was a dagger to the Falcons.
Mm.
Oh, look, Cheryl. Next is the Browns and the Panthers. You want to talk about it?
Oh well, there's nothing to talk about. We came to North Carolina. We said hi to Baker Mayfield, and we won the game.
Yeah, Mayfield looked a little salty. He looked a little salty over there in that sideline.
Yeah, he did. But you know what? We don't even want to talk about that because Cleveland won.
That was your boy though.
He was our quarterback. Yes, at one time. Mm-hmm.
How soon they forget.
I mean, where's the loyalty? Before you had him on speed dial. Now you got nothing for him but some advice.
She blocked him.
But now I do got to talk about this. That daggone Justin Fields from Chicago Bears. The first 2 quarters, man, I thought they was gonna put that joker on his back and not let him get up for real.
Jeez.
But I don't know what happened when they went in that daggone locker room, and I guess it was the rain that was coming down. His little socks got wet, or something. I don't know what happened.
But they pulled it out.
And he was tired of that pancake breakfast. He was like,
yes.
He was like, no thank you.
And another one, that daggone Miami baby, didn't they put it on Bill Belichick?
Look,
man, they should have just kept the camera on his face the whole time.
He was very salty. All these flavors, and he chose to be salty.
Right.
I guess he forgot his pump and Tom Brady, so he.
Oh yeah, that thing was. Oh yeah, that was a good one too. That was a good one. Bill Belichick, salty, along with those sleeves.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe he should leave the sleeves on next time.
Right. Exactly.
Try something new.
Leave him more because it'd be close for him to wipe his tears. Final in OT, Steelers and the Bengals.
I
Ooh, that was
Listen,
kind
you're
of
welcome, Kamisha. You're welcome. Okay.
thank you. I
Be- because the Bengals did not call a challenge on that touchdown. Oh, come on,
they're still paying for like previous sins against the Steelers.
clearly, because this was definitely a gift from above. Okay.
That's what I would say. Other gifts from above, the Eagles and the Lions.
I mean,
oh yeah.
I'm like,
Mhm.
Eagles, do you want to win? I mean, do you want to win the game? I'm so confused. So, that was barely, but they did pull that out. They did.
What
They
about
did.
that Aaron? What about that Aaron Rodgers guy? What happened to him and that team?
Oh, I was getting to them, but since you
Oh,
jumped
oh,
in,
go ahead. Go ahead.
no, you just couldn't help it. Go ahead, talk about
She
my
can't
guy.
help but talk about
I got
Aaron.
Kirk Cousins and the Vikings jumped all over Rogers.
She's obsessed with Aaron Rodgers.
She is. She loves to hate him.
I just wanted to know what happened. I was totally disappointed, and I felt a lot of that had to do with Devontae Adams leaving, because both of them, they like fraternal twins. Both of them. Where she go? She don't start crying.
Just keep going.
She went to go check on Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Look, him and Devontae Adams both lost their first game, so they were definitely throwing bad vibes towards each other. If you lose, we gonna lose. I'm thinking they probably planned that. You can't win, man, and I ain't there. No, that can't work. Because Devontae did say, his family members didn't even come. Really, a lot of them couldn't even come see him because they were so far away. But now that he in Vegas, is that where he at? Wherever he's at, his family can come see him now. But I guess they probably didn't come, or maybe they did come because they lost. I don't know. I just
I
felt
mean,
bad for the little guy.
Cheryl's football. It's still early. It's still early, and
Oh, another overtime that ended in a whopping tie. The Texans and the Colts. I mean, way to start the season.
I mean, can we categorize? Can we put that under the who cares category?
Right? Did you see me boo it? I just booed it. I'm like,
Nobody cares anyway.
this is what you all came up with for your
You know,
season, for your week one. Here's
file them under no one cares.
here's the plan.
I'm still
What?
trying to figure out the Chargers beating the Raiders, though. I am. I am.
Oh yeah, ooh yeah, that did happen. That did. Well, the Dirty Birds jumped all over their neighbors to the north. Ravens over the Jets, 24-9.
Yeah, they did. They did some things. They sure did.
Is
Yeah,
that surprising?
yeah. I mean, Lamar is Lamar. Lamar has not changed. He probably still wearing a C on his chest for COVID, and
He
he's
wants that check. He's like, run me my paper.
that is true. That is true.
You know,
So he came out and showed out.
he's like, let me show you why I deserve a check.
Right. Well, speaking of another NFC East team who I wasn't sure wanted to really win, but they got it together. The Commanders. Yes, Cheryl, that is what I gave today. I know you all wanted something to talk about. I've decided that
Not really. Not really.
relationship, both parties have to start to work together. So my screen name for today is an homage to the W.
An homage.
Yeah.
Well, what
Um,
I thought was kind of strange,
Oh,
um, was that the two teams that played in the Super Bowl, both of them took a big L. Now I don't. I know the Steelers had something to do with Cincinnati, and I was a little, Kanisha, I'm just going to put this out there. Let me sit up straight while I'm talking. I had an issue with that. I had,
you always
I
have an issue if the Steelers win.
Yeah, I did. I had an issue with that because that was a home team of Ohio. That was our brethrens down the street.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all won, but y'all weren't supposed to win. And I think when I changed the channel and I turned back and I said, "Oh my goodness, them Steelers done squeaked through there." Now how
It was about picks and pecks and black kicks. Okay.
so how did y'all squeak? Well, I know
I just told you.
Oh, what was that?
Picks, pecks, and block kicks. It turned it around. Take
Uh,
some notes. You might need them later in the season.
you said okay. Oh, okay. I got it now.
Picks, interceptions,
Mm-hmm.
a, an injured peck,
Mm-hmm.
and then,
A block.
blocking a kick, and it turned it around.
That's what happened. Okay, well,
Mhm.
I just didn't know, and I was just like, wow. I started to walk to Cincinnati from LA to find out what the heck went on, but I decided to leave it alone because Cleveland won.
I was gonna say because that's not even your team.
It's not, but it's a hometown team.
She's a Ohio stan. So
Right. New York, another NFC East win. New York Giants over the Tennessee Titans. Coach,
The
that
Giants.
what did she say?
she's like, are you serious?
The
Yes,
Giants beat the Titans.
the Giants did. They took a chance, went for the score, and they said we're going for this win. Day going it, and they won 21-20. Kansas City and Arizona. Gosh, I turned that thing off early. 40.
They could thank Saquon Barkley for that though.
Oh
He's
yes, I'm sorry. Thanks, Saquon.
Mhm.
Got the win, first year coach. Kansas City beat the brakes off of Arizona, 44-21. Yeah, I turned that thing off kind of early.
Mm.
I thought Kansas City would look a little different with the personnel changes. So that was surprising.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We talked about the Chargers. We talked about the Vikings, and Sunday night,
Mm.
America's team scored a field goal. Buccaneers.
That's Texas team. That ain't no America's team.
That's a good point. Very good, Cheryl, with the biggie. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 19-3 over the Cowboys. Now, I don't like, well, obviously the Cowboys, but I don't like what I was going to say because I don't like.
The one thing we can all agree on.
Yes, that's true. I don't like to see folks get hurt. And I mean, is Dak like Mr. Glass? I swear he just bent his thumb on that helmet, and now he's out till the bye week. Tough
I
break.
don't know. How's he gonna pin curl his hair though? Like how's he gonna
No, not Zeke, Dak.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The quarterback.
Yeah. No, Dak has got it. No, the way that Zeke looked a couple times on the sideline, I wouldn't be surprised if he was still sitting there. Yeah. I mean, just that head back, like, are we there yet? It was rough. It was rough.
They're gonna get it together.
Say week 1, Tracy. Week 1.
Nobody cares.
I really don't.
Dallas.
I felt like I should say something nice in the moment.
Yeah. And then last but not least, Denver and Seattle. Russell Wilson.
What the what?
Heading back home for an L.
Maybe he needed like an oxygen tank.
Man, no, I don't know. I wanted him to go back. I mean, you're like, oh yeah, I'm happy for Gino, but when you go back to your former team, of course they're booing you when you come out because the people in the stands, they act like they don't have to make decisions about their jobs. But you come out there booing. I'm like, I want him to go back to Seattle. I want him to get the win. And no, they didn't.
It was
That was not designed. They knew they had him down. They had him pegged. They knew everything he was gonna do. They was waiting on him. They were waiting on him, and you can tell it. And his little curly hair, you see it when he kept taking his little helmet off. It was getting tighter and tighter. I was like, somebody doing his hair? What's going on?
And so, what do we say about the fact that in the these final seconds that the new coach, decides to go with his kicker with a decent foot over his future Hall of Fame quarterback. He decides to give the kicker, only put a little pressure on him with a 64-yard field goal.
Who does that? Well, I mean, it's the NFL. You should be able to do that.
Daniel Hackett, that's who.
Well, I was like, I guess, it's the NFL. They think you're supposed to be able to do that. But,
Well,
wing conditions, like everything. You got to.
But didn't the Green Bay do that same thing against Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, put the kicker in again. Oh.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it happens. It happens, but hindsight's
We
always
saw a
20.
lot in week one with the kickers kind of, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
Hindsight.
did y'all see our kicker? He kicked a 59-yarder. That's probably where he got that from. He was like, yeah, if the Browns can kick 59, we probably could kick 63 or 4 or 5, whatever, 8. But no, he didn't have the kick span like, our guy did. So he like kicked that ball. Woo!
This is probably going to surprise you, Cheryl, but no, we didn't see it. We didn't.
I missed that.
We didn't see it. I'm sorry.
I missed that. Perhaps we can.
It wasn't in our region.
Perhaps we can talk about it next time.
We're out of our region. I'm sorry.
Okay,
well,
next time.
I mean, we don't care. I think that's probably more aligned with the truth.
There's that part.
But we do care about seeing you all the next time on the next episode. And hopefully we'll be back to share more about another Steelers win.
Yay!
But until then, one thing that I needed to mention, because I think this is a little different and something forward to look to next week as well. We will have a new promo, and it's designed by the Virginia State University sports graduate students. So we've got a team behind the scenes making these ladies look extra great. We'll have a take from our man TG. Every now and then we let a little testosterone into the room, but not for long, to chop it up with us for sports. But you'll be seeing some different features and new things this season as we collaborate with some brilliant minds at Virginia State University's sports graduate program. So shout out to the VSU crew.
Shout out.
We got a lot of acronyms: ASV, VSU, WLST, and go Steelers. All right.
That was too long. That was too long. I'm out of here, y'all.
Until the next time, we'll see you on another Sports View.
Peace out.